Howdy! I decided to do my science lesson with second graders about the effects of plant growth under different variables. This is a perfect lesson for early learners, including English learners and beginners. We know that science benefits ELL students by enhancing both language and content knowledge through hands-on learning and observation. In this lesson, students will have the opportunity to develop an early love for nature and learn how to care for it properly. The student's goal will be to collect, record, and analyze data. To reach this goal, I will use various strategies such as pre-teaching content for all students. Additionally, I will use this lesson to explicitly teach vocabulary specific to the topic and their science academics in general. The strategies that I will use is scaffolding. Scaffolding helps ELLs by breaking learning into manageable chunks and providing temporary support that is gradually removed as students become more proficient. How I will use it is using visual supports to understand better, pre-teach vocabulary and key concepts before diving into the lesson content. Interactive activities. Interactive activities promote language practice in meaningful contexts, helping ELLs to develop their speaking, listening, reading, and writing skills simultaneously. How I will use it is encourage classroom discussions to give students opportunities to use academic language. Differentiated instruction meets the diverse needs of ELLs by providing appropriate levels of challenge and support. How I will use it is assess students' language proficiency levels and tailor instruction accordingly. Cultural responsiveness. Being culturally responsive builds a support and inclusive classroom environment, fostering a sense of belonging and respect for diversity. How I will use it is using multicultural literature and resources to reflect diverse perspectives. And the use of technology. Technology can provide a personalized and engaging learning experience, offering additional practice and resources for ELLs. How will I use it is creating a digital portfolio for every student to track their progress and reflect on their learning. Now for my lesson. The objectives would be to discuss conditions suitable for growth of plants, identify the major parts of a plant, plant seeds and care for the growing seedlings, record measurements and observations on a graph in a science log, and explain the love and care needed for plants. My TEKs would be scientific observation, inferences, hypotheses, and theories. Students are expected to know that inferences are conclusions reached on a basis of observations or reasoning supported by relative evidence. Or here. My ELPs would be describe the effect on plant growth based on different variables orally and in written as part of scientific inquiry with the goal of academic language proficiency, or here. Now for a lesson preview. Hello class, today we're going to embark on an exciting experiment. After learning about photosynthesis and the life cycle of plants, we will be putting that knowledge into action by studying plant growth under different conditions. This is a hands-on experiment that will help us understand how various factors affect plant health and development. We will grow 7 different plants under unique conditions. One will receive no water, one will be overwatered, one will have no sun, one will be ample sun, one will be fertilized, one will be unfertilized, and one will have fertilizer, water, and sun. Together, we will observe their different growth patterns, taking note of how each variable impacts the plants. After observations, you will independently complete your growth charts and summaries. This will help you practice recording data, analyzing results, summarizing finding, and by the end of this experiment, we'll learn about plants growing under ideal and less than ideal conditions and develop a passion for caring for plants. Let's review some important terms to help us understand the experiment better. Variables, anything that can change or be changed within an experiment. In our case, variables include water, sunlight, and fertilizer. Seed, a growing flowering plant's unit of production, capable of developing into another such plant. Germination, the phase of plant growth when seeds begin to sprout. Sprout, to start to grow. This is the initial stage of plant growth after germination. Stem, the main part of a plant that grows up from the ground and supports the branches, leaves, flowers, or fruits. Leaves, the usually green flat part of plants or trees that grow from the stem or branch. They are critical for photosynthesis, as we already learned. Photosynthesis, as we learned, is the process by which the green plant uses sunlight to change water and carbon dioxide into food for itself. Life cycle, the sequence of changes that a living thing goes through as it grows and develops. For plants, this includes germination, growth, reproduction, and death. Fertilizer, a natural part of chemical substance added to soil to make it better for growing plants. It provides essential nutrients that plants need to grow. Throughout the next few weeks, we will closely monitor the growth of our plants. We will have regular class discussions to share observations and insights. We will use strategies such as scaffolding, interactive activities, and cultural responsiveness to ensure that everyone understands the progress and the scientific concepts behind our experiment. For example, we will pre-teach content such as the process of photosynthesis and the role of each plant part. Keep our language clear and concise to accommodate all levels of English proficiency. Use visual aids, hands-on activities, and collaborative work to reinforce learning. Create an inclusive environment where all students feel comfortable sharing their observations and questions. Once you've gathered enough data, you will each go to complete your charts and summaries. This will involve documenting your observations, comparing growth of different plants, and drawing conclusions about the effects of various conditions. This process will help you develop your scientific inquiry skills and evolve your oral and written language abilities. Remember, if you need any assistance, I'll always be here to help you. Let's get started and enjoy discovering the wonders of plant growth together. Here is an example of what the plants might look like as we're observing them. Thank you.